We have the Maasais also who go through vetting because you have living, and actually they are family members. You have family on the other side, but you are Kenyan, and then they are on the other side. And so the citizenry of, or whether the question of where you belong is based on certain documentation, birth certificate, and all that. So that region being a porous border, we must be very careful because that is a security issue. Already, when the president was there, a few hours before he got there, chiefs were abducted. Their whereabouts is unknown. We hope they come back safe and sound. When you attempt to lift vetting, you are opening up a very sensitive concept on how to compromise the security of the nation. That is number one. Number two, politically speaking, it is known that, and it has been rumored, and that's why you're saying it's a dicey issue, that there has been a very high infiltration of Somalis through that region into Kenya. And they have been attempting to secure or attain citizenship. One way is to get a birth certificate, get an ID, and other documents that eventually even get a Kenyan passport. Because remember, some of these countries, if you have a passport, you cannot even travel nowhere. And a Kenyan passport is very strong. It's a very strong document. And so is the ID. We travel across East African region just with just our IDs. So there is a lot to look into. However, we must agree that we cannot lift vetting. Vetting continues to happen even for you and I, who come from as he says, the royal districts, but also people who come from the border. They must be vetted because if you have nothing to hide, really, if you're truly a Kenyan, what is being asked of you is not beyond your presentation. It's not something you cannot present. If it's documents regarding your parents, a chief's letter, and many other series of questions, I don't see anything wrong with that if indeed you are seeking your right as a Kenyan. Okay. Because those people who are vetted properly, those people who present the documents fine, it may take a bit of time, but it's because it's a security threat. Those people who present all the documents and comply to the policy, they attain whatever they are seeking. Because we cannot have a situation whereby we are saying that this government does not have good policies. And then when the policies are well outlined, we do not want to comply. We cannot have our cake and eat at the same time.
Yes. Fred, I want to disagree with my friend because this is something we have agitated for. There is no way I will come from Migori, and what you are calling vetting is not what the president is talking about. President is talking about the panel you go and meet to ask questions. Even after you have produced the ID of your mother, the ID of your father, your birth certificate, you are still in a line to wait and meet the panel, while somebody from Royal District has already got an ID after producing the same documents you produced. That is not fair. That is what the president is talking about.